Okay, so in the previous video, we looked at some technical specifications, how to determine what the speed of the computer is, what the CPU is, what video card it's using, how much RAM that video card is, and then once you have that information, you can then make decisions about how much content to show so as to not overload the system. Basically, optimize performance. Now we're going to look at different settings. We're going to look at like country, language, things like that. So let's go ahead and again create an empty object, and we're going to attach to it a script, and we'll call this system. We'll call it system stuff because we already have a system info script in one of these other folders. I already archived it from last time. So we'll go ahead and click on game object, drag and drop that onto it, and then open it up. Zoom in a bit. Okay, so same thing, we'll start by just putting it into the debug log. This time it's application.systemlanguage. And we'll go ahead and run that. And down here you can see it says English. So now you know the language that the computer is set to as its preference. So what you could do is you can drop that into a variable, and then at the title screen, you could then alter what the title screen says based on that value. So it says English, so maybe the option menu uses the word option. If it's a different language, then you'd have it display a different word instead of options, that kind of thing. So you have that auto detection. That way, the person will already see their native language. Back to system, globalization, regional info, current region. So even though it says region, it actually means country, because like when you talk about certain type of like say DVD players, they have regions, and each one has a region code, like region 1, region 2, that kind of thing. Well, here they're very explicitly referring to a country. So if we save this, we run it, okay, so now you can see it says English and it says United States. So again, you can make a decision based on that. You drop that into a variable, and then maybe you have like flags in the background. The flag would be determined by this. So you'd have a flag object that has numerous textures attached to it, and which texture is used would be based on that variable. Okay, next one. Again, system, date, time, and there's a couple things you can do now. You can do today. So let's do today. Sorry, it's dot today. And there we go. So it shows today's 8:13 and doesn't really care about the time because we said today. So if you wanted the time, you would actually do now. And the other thing to keep in mind is when you drop these into variables, variables are defined as a certain type, such as a string, okay? You might have to do something like dot to string with parentheses after it. You'll know when you try, so you might have to do this. So now if instead of today we do now, again, it brings us the date and but this time it adds in the time rather than just being generic at 12. Now that's kind of a lot of information for one line. You may not want that. Maybe you want to just say you want to see what the month and the date is because maybe you want to add holiday content, and a lot of holidays are based on a certain date, like 10/31, 12/25. So and now, like we were saying about toString, and then within toString, you can then specify the format. Oops. Autofill failure because I just want month, month, day, day. If anyone has done formatting in Excel, this will look familiar to you, where you are taking data that's of one format and turn it into another one. So if we save this, we run it, you can see it says 813. So what you could do is you could then check, since you've turned this into a string, you could say, if this, like I say, you drop that into a variable, and then you say if the variable is equal to 10-31, so 1031, then do something, display pumpkins or whatever. Or if the date is 12-25, display Christmas trees, that kind of thing. So if you want, I can give you more examples. I already have one video out there called, I think it's how to add seasonal content, and it does the same thing. It takes this information and then actually makes a decision based upon it. So I think that's it for this one.